Hello everyone. Today I got 3 more fantastic horror books. These are the kind of horror books that you are going to want to read with the blankets over your head in the middle of the night. If not for yourself, so you don't scare your waking family with your whimpering sound, because these ones are frightening. And before we get started, I want to remind you that I have horror books for sale. And if you want to read any of the books you see on your screen, you can do that along with other of my books at the link in the description. And if you want to join my Patreon, you can get all my books for free. You can get books from other horror authors for free every month as well. And free short horror stories and other good stuff. Pretty good deal. So if that's something you're interested in, check out my Patreon link in the description. All right, let's get started. So the first book I want to talk about today is called The Swarm, the new one from Andy Marino. In my last video, I gave a review of The Queen from Nick Cutter. And somebody asked me on Twitter, Leslie there, well, she asked me on Blue Sky, what's up with all the insect horror? And I hadn't thought about it, but yeah, there's been a lot of insect horror. But this one is epic. This one will just give you nightmares. It will give you the creepy crawlies. It will make your skin crawl. I kind of compared this one to The Stand meets like an old B movie creature feature like Them or something. But this one is great. It's about a cicada invasion, a brood that comes up out of the ground. Except, unlike just being a nuisance as these cicada broods are every 17 years, these ones are mutated. These ones are genetically mutated. They have evolved into something else. And we are basically witnessing an apocalyptic event unfold throughout this book. And I like its scope, because it doesn't just deal with one individual or one group of individuals trying to figure out what they can do about this, as literally billions and billions and billions, and probably around the world, trillions of these cicadas. And like I said, this is happening all over the world. They come up from the ground and they swarm around human beings, trying to get inside any orifice they can. Your mouth, your ears, your nose, your pooter, anything, so that they can lay their eggs and eventually burst out of you. That's the basic premise of this book. And we do have a lot of different characters from a lot of different places and groups of people. And we're going to find out their stories, how they came to be in the middle of this, how this invasion, how this apocalyptic event with insects is affecting them, and what, if anything, they can do to stop it. But this book is going to get drippy and ooey and gooey, and it's filled with all these vivid images of what happens when these things pupate inside of a human being and then burst out like the movie Alien. Oh man, it is horrific. And some of these images will stay with you for a long time. Yeah, this one was just fantastic. It really gave me the goosebumps, because I love insects, but I love insect horror even more. And yeah, this one is not going to make you a fan of entomology, but it will make you a fan of this book. And so that's all we can ask. And so yeah, I highly recommend it. I absolutely loved it. And there is a link in the description where you can pick up your copy. And next we have Rest Stop by Nat Cassidy. Oh, this one is so good. This is a novella. I'm waiting for his werewolf book to come out, because Nat Cassidy doing a werewolf story, that's right up my alley. But this is his novella that just recently came out, and this one is so good. There's a guy named Abe. He's a Jewish man. He's in a band. He's a guitar player and a singer. He's on his way to a gig, but he has to make a side trip because his grandmother just died. Now, there's no love lost between him and his grandmother, and we will get to find out more about that relationship as this novella progresses. he's not really happy to go there, but he's going to do it out of obligation. But she was a very mean woman to him. She was a survivor, but she basically put him down his whole life and insulted him and demeaned him. And you'll hear about that. He stops at this small, out-of-the-way gas station. He goes inside for some snacks and stuff, but nobody's in there, not even a clerk. So he decides, hey, I'll just go use the bathroom in the back and figure it out when I get out. But that's not going to happen. He gets locked in the bathroom by, well, I'm not going to give it away. He gets locked inside that restroom. And that's where the majority of this book, or this novella, takes place. Because he's not alone. There are something or some things in the ceiling vents above his head. He's going to hear and see some very horrific things while he's in there. He's going to have to deal with these things. And then it's going to get even creepier when he starts getting little messages sliding underneath the door. But nobody answers him when he pounds and says, "Let me out." He is stuck in that bathroom with somebody who does not mean him any good, does not want to do anything good to him. And he has to figure this out. And what I really like is that when it comes to the point where he finally does get to leave, this book just turns into a slashery, bloody, gory kind of thing that you didn't expect when you first started reading it, you know. Like I said, most of it takes place in the bathroom, but it's when he gets out that this book really gets into the splattery side of horror, because you won't believe what's going on in there. You just won't believe it. It's something you really have to read for yourself. And like I said, while he's in the bathroom, he's thinking a lot about his grandmother and their relationship and his faith, or his lack of faith in his faith, I guess you can say, and how that was a big contention between them. And so it deals with those issues while he's alone and has time to think and contemplate when he's not trying to survive. And then things are going to get much worse than what you could even imagine after reading what happens in that bathroom. And yeah, this one is full-blown fantastic. Can't recommend it enough. I absolutely loved it, of course. And there is a link down below where you can pick up your copy, and you absolutely should. And next we have the new one from Max Booth III, I Believe in Mr. Bones. This one is fantastic. This is a great combination of horror comedy, because it is funny. It is laugh out loud, not in the LOL internet way, but I mean literally laugh out loud kind of way, while also maintaining this incredible horror story that will terrify you as it goes. And it's about this couple. They are an indie publishing couple. They do everything out of their small apartment. And one day they get a manuscript for, he guesses a book. There's no author's name. There's nothing to indicate who wrote it. And it doesn't seem like a traditional book that they would publish in the horror community. Right? It doesn't seem, it's kind of a mishmash of different things, and it reads more like an instruction manual than anything, and they can't figure out where it came from or anything like that. But pretty soon the husband, the man, he becomes obsessed kind of with this book, and he reads it over and over and over, and it starts to make sense. And then he's going to get a video call one day, a FaceTime call from somebody when he puts out feelers for the author of this book. And what's going to happen there, I'm not going to give it away, but that is absolutely horrifying, the way that takes place. And then they're going to find out about Mr. Bones and what that entails. What is Mr. Bones? Do you believe in Mr. Bones? Is he real? Well, we're going to find out that this couple has some skeletons in their closet as well. But yeah, when it comes to Mr. Bones, you do not want to mess around. And the more they dig into this story and this manuscript and what happened in that FaceTime call, yeah, things are just going to get creepy. They're going to get terrifying, but it still maintains that awesome sense of humor. If you know anything or been involved in any way with small indie publishing, this book satirizes that excellently. It just, It's funny. It's one of those because it's funny because it's true kind of situations. You know what I mean? Because this book absolutely nails that vibe and what these small publishers have to go through. So yeah, you definitely want to pick this one up. This one was fantastic. It made me laugh. It made me frightened. A great story. And yeah, I don't know what more you want. This one is absolutely great. Highly recommend it. And of course, there is a link where you can pick up your copy in the description. And as always, I want to say thank you for taking some of your time and spending it here with me. And until we meet again, keep reading spooky, my friends.